You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rudrans for Black and White Sports 2. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like, comment, share. You guys know that we have covered this Jon Gruden saga from the very afternoon that all the miscellaneous shenanigans went down, where we said then this felt like a targeted attack on Jon Gruden's coaching career. Why was it targeted? Well, it just so happens that there was an email leaked. Mark Davis did not want to fire Jon Gruden. And then next thing you know, there was another email leaked that sort of tied Mark Davis's hands. Of course, Jon Gruden was labeled a racist. By the way, we found out today in this video, I've tried to put this together from various articles to avoid a massive ESPN peel back the curtain article where these came from, because they did an investigation on it and it was pretty clear. It looks more and more clear. Either the NFL, Roger Goodell, or DeMaurice Smith look like they are the ones that leaked these emails on Jon Gruden, which pretty much confirms what we have been saying this whole time, is this felt targeted. And what is odd is all this stems, oddly enough, from something, not the emails that happened at Monday Night Football, but a feud that started between Gruden and Goodell while he was still working with Monday Night Football. Now, guys, you remember all the BS that went on involving concussions in the NFL. And, of course, the NFL started working to try to change the game. Let's be real, it's not even close to as good a game as it was several years ago, but they tried to legislate a bunch of things out for the sake of safety. Jon Gruden made a call on Monday Night Football. Roger Goodell got pissed, called for a one-on-one meeting with Jon Gruden, and I guess it didn't so much go the way Goodell was hoping it would go, and Gruden didn't appreciate the way Goodell handled him during that meeting, and that's sort of where the beef started. Pretty surprising on that front. So, man, here we go. Jon Gruden sat in the Monday Night Football broadcast booth in December of 2011 and watched as Atlanta linebacker Curtis Lofton laid a helmet-to-helmet blow on New Orleans receiver Marcus Colston. The play was flagged for unnecessary roughness, a call that Gruden didn't agree with. Quote, "I just don't understand how the games are being officiated," Gruden said to a national television audience. The league call-out made its way to Park Avenue headquarters, where Gruden was summoned for a lesson on player safety, a plan spearheaded by, you guessed it, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. According to ESPN, Gruden said that Goodell was treating him like a, quote, stooge who had never coached in the league, like I didn't study football day in and day out. Like I didn't know a damn thing about player safety. Uh-oh. When Gruden was hired as the head coach of the Raiders for the first time since 98 by then owner Al Davis, quote, "hate the NFL office" sentiment was instilled in him by the franchise even before Goodell took charge 8 years later. Now, we all know, famously, Al Davis had a feud that lasted forever with the NFL. Al Davis was the one that always pushed back against the system. And, you know, the entire narrative of Gruden being racist, Al Davis and Mark Davis would never have hired somebody that they believed to truly be a racist. A lot of Gruden's former players and players have come out. We all know how Derek Carr feels about Gruden. Randall Cunningham, Warren Sapp have both spoke out on behalf of Gruden. So let's get to another portion of this story. And boy, this seems really interesting. Multiple sources expressed their belief to ESPN that NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell and disgraced Washington Commanders owner Daniel Snyder may have played a role in the email leak that led to Jon Gruden's firing as the head coach of the Raiders in 2021. According to ESPN's Don VENDETTA Jr. and Seth Wickersham, boy, they are good writers, 4 NFL owners anonymously said they believe Goodell was involved in the email leak. Ruh-roh. 4 owners said they think Goodell was involved, while another ownership source said, quote, league executives approved some of the leaks. So this has got Goodell and the NFL's fingerprints all over them. NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy denied the accusation, saying neither the NFL nor the commissioner leaked Coach Gruden's offensive emails. Notice he made a point to say offensive emails. Yeah. Another theory floated by sources is the idea that Snyder leaked some of the email correspondence between Gruden and former Commanders team president Bruce Allen for personal gain. The sources said Snyder thought he could get on Goodell's good side by helping him oust a longtime antagonist, that's a quote, in Jon Gruden, while also pinning the blame on Allen for allegations of the Commanders fostering a toxic work environment. Per ESPN, Gruden's leaked emails included anti-gay, racist, and misogynistic language. Goodell and the NFL Players Association Executive Director DeMaurice Smith were among the targets of Gruden's criticism in the emails. Guys, I promise you, Gruden is not alone in the hating of Roger Goodell. I promise you he's not alone. In addition to Goodell and Snyder, an associate told ESPN that Smith was responsible for leaking the email that referenced him. Wow. According to Joseph Salvador of SI, Gruden wrote in 2011, by the way, these all happened while he was working for ESPN, not as the Raiders coach. DeMaurice Smith has lips the size of Michelin tires. And, of course, they deem that to be racist. Okay. Goodell and Smith remain in their prominent roles, whereas Snyder is on his way out after spending 24 years as the owner of the Commanders. Wow. Per VENDETTA and Wickersham, Snyder attempted a Hail Mary move of sorts in June 2021 in response to the Beth Wilkinson determining through the investigation the Commanders created a toxic working environment. At the NFL headquarters in Manhattan, Snyder's lawyers reportedly presented a slideshow that included a, quote, series of screenshots of potentially embarrassing emails and text from several top league executives. Whoa. Snyder reportedly wanted to, quote, argue the hypocrisy of league officials judging him, and the slideshow became known within the NFL as the, quote, blackmail PowerPoint. Wow. While Snyder reportedly threatened to leak the emails if the NFL went against his wishes with regards to the Wilkinson report and discipline against him and the Commanders, he was ousted nonetheless. As for Gruden, he was fired 5 games into the 2021 season, which is 4th year back with the Raiders after previously serving as a head coach in 98 through 2001. The leaked emails were from a time when Gruden was an ESPN analyst, not a coach, and in a statement to ESPN, he said it was, quote, ridiculous that the league was able to cherry-pick emails that led to his firing. Gruden added, at a minimum, I deserve the opportunity to respond and receive some due process. We all know Rich Bisaccia became the head coach and took a Gruden-assembled team to the playoffs. Okay, so there's a little more in this, and this is the very intriguing portion of this that has to do with the emails and Mark Davis and Roger Goodell and Jeff Pash, which is the counsel for the NFL, having a conversation about Gruden. The most intriguing fact as to the possibility that the league leaked the emails comes from a 2-step process of placing the information in the media. After the first email, and this is Florio, regarding Smith landed with the Wall Street Journal on Friday afternoon. Goodell and NFL General Counsel Jeff Pash called Mark Davis. Quote, "You have to do something," Goodell told Davis per an ESPN report. Pash said, "What do you want to do?" Listen to this. "There's more emails coming. Something has to be done." When nothing was done after the first email was released, more emails landed with the New York Times on Monday, 3 days later. And those were the emails, ones that forced Gruden out. The circumstantial evidence suggests the league orchestrated the leaks in order to get Davis to act. When he expressed hesitation to act after the first leak, we've been saying this the whole time. Goodell said more emails are coming. When Davis didn't heed the warning, more emails came. Arguably, there's an unexplored extortion angle at play here, given the chain of events and the statements Goodell reportedly made to Davis. Wow. That's pretty damning right there, but it's very close to exactly what we've been saying this whole time. There was a first email. There was a conversation. Mark Davis wasn't down with firing Gruden. He didn't want to do it. He wanted to give Gruden some kind of discipline, but wanted him to remain the coach. Goodell wanted him out. Told him more emails are coming. Mark Davis was like, meh, don't care. And then a few days later, a bunch more emails were released strategically to another media outlet. Notice how this works. Backlash ensued. Cancel culture took over. And Mark Davis ultimately got rid of Jon Gruden. Wow. And he finally had that Raiders team back on the right track. And look at what's happened to that team since then. And I can tell you this, I know from all of these Jon Gruden videos that we have done, which is probably 20 over the last 18 months, Raiders fans still adore Jon Gruden. They do. His former players adore him. Derek Carr. I mean, we've seen. The Saints have brought him in. He's been working with Derek Carr down there with the Saints and Dennis Allen. Jon Gruden is very, very well respected around the NFL. Players, coaches, you name it. This is crazy, and we got to remember something. And the title of Florio's article, by the way, that he wrote after these leaks came out from ESPN today, and this article was written, Jon Gruden intends, quote, to burn the NFL's house down. He's got the lawsuit. It's like $50 million against the NFL. I would assume there will eventually be a settlement out of this, but I don't know. I don't know how that's going to go. I don't know how that's going to do. Some people have asked me, well, do you think Gruden will coach again? If he's willing to recruit, college, yes. NFL, I kind of doubt it. Otherwise, it's going to be a consulting situation. It's a damn shame. One of the best offensive minds the game has ever seen. Buccaneers cowardly remove him from their Ring of Honor. It's just been a mess. And, our issue is that whatever it was, 10 or 11 years later, trying to fire somebody, coming back down the aisle again while he was not in the NFL. That's a bad look. Let the man apologize, keep his job, and everybody moves on. But that's not where we are as a culture anymore, as a society. Nobody can make a mistake. Yeah. Tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.